Well, good morning, everyone. David again here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and I've been going pretty solidly at recording these video logs and or blogs, and I thought I'd make another posting this morning. This time, I wanted to talk about pain and the pain that dads feel when a separation occurs, a divorce occurs, and they get this huge shock and discover how unfair the family court system is, and how when they believe that everything should be 50-50, they quickly discover that it isn't. In fact, depending on the number of children and the circumstances, it could be 70-30, 80-20, or 100-0. The lesser percentages being what you might end up with in terms of assets, time with your children. I know there's been a recent push and some changes where the dad is, assumed to be an equal parent, but many lawyers have told me that the family court system is so old and antiquated, and there's so many old-fashioned values in it that it may take many, many years, if at all, for dads to be at all recognised as just being equal parents. Now, this is just outrageous. It's how, in a world where we have women earning the same amount as men, women having the same rights as men, and hey, I totally agree with it. I don't have a problem with that at all. We're all equal here in this world. Why then, in this one last remaining area, when it comes to children, that apparently only 8% of men end up being the custodial parent for children. So 92% of men end up losing majority care of their children. 92%. Now, why is this so? Are women better parents than dads? No, of course not. Women bear the children. Dad's also involved in the conception, of course, but just because women bear the children, does that give them the right to take the children from the father? Of course not. Both parents are responsible for the creation of the child, the care and the upkeep, and I believe it should be equal. Now, when you get this terrible, terrible shock and you find out that dads are not equal at all in the family court system, in fact, we are spat on, dealt huge financial blows, huge legal blows. We've got to fight to see our kids. We go to the wall. We end up bankrupt, financially destroyed, emotionally destroyed. We lose all faith in life and our own self-esteem, and the darkest, deepest pain I know many of you out there feel when you cannot hold your child, touch your child, play with your child, or ring your child. Hey, and you're the dad. Like, this is not right. You've got a child that loves, or children that love their father, and a father that loves their children, and a third party is keeping them apart. And I believe love is the greatest power in the world, and to have this occur is so wrong. So when it does occur, like virtually all you dads out there that are watching this, you feel the deepest pain that you've ever felt in your life. It's like dying. It is like losing your family, or you have lost your family. It's the deepest, hardest, most, well, I think the word's despair, that you have ever felt. And it's real. I know I've sat at home on Christmas Day for a couple of years with presents that I can't give to my children. I can't ring them. I'm thinking about them. I'm all alone at Christmas time, and you're going into the family court system, paying out tons of money to try and get a lawyer to allow you access to your own children. Now, how do you deal with this pain? And I'll tell you what, there's no easy way, and I don't think it ever goes away. I've been separated now for 7, nearly 8 years, and the pain's still there. I had my children here on the weekend, and there's still a certain amount of alienation going on. Now my oldest daughter is old enough to have a mobile telephone. What do? Do you not deny her having a mobile phone? I don't think that's the right answer. She is 12. But I know for a fact that there's messages coming in from the mum, and those messages are subversive messages to her contact time with me. Now, I actually have got orders in place that my wife's not to contact my children when they are with me, because she's got a history of alienating the kids, trying to destroy the quality contact time. It's a balancing act, because if you try and take something from a child, i.e. the phone, then you're at risk of turning her against you by not allowing her freedom. So in the meantime, you get hurt, and you get hurt badly. So getting on to how do you deal with the pain, I think there is no easy answer. Whatever you do, drinking and drugs aren't the answer. Talking to people is the answer. But bear in mind, I got to this point where maybe after 2 years of talking to counsellors and talking to my friends, I realised that they didn't even want to hear about it. I sounded like a broken record. They didn't want to know about all my troubles and all my woes, and no matter how bad it was, and it was really bad, they actually didn't care. Sure, they're there for you, but you realise just one day that you're just going on and on and on about how hard bad things are, and look, they are bad. I think maybe it took me to about year 5 that I realised that my life had changed, and it would never be back the way I wanted it. I always wanted my old life back, but it took that long to realise that my life would not be the same. So I think accepting change, rather than fight change, you've got to accept change. And if you accept change, even though it's really hard initially, and maybe the first couple of years, and maybe even longer for some of you, it's just accept it and realise that you are now a separated dad. Now, I've never accepted, and still to this day I do not accept, the fact that dads should be dealt a lesser amount of contact. They should not have this immediate, when there's a separation, the kids go to the mum, therefore everything then follows. The assets, the huge amounts of child support, spousal maintenance here in Australia, all the contact time, the mum controls the whole show, and the dad's like a puppet trying to juggle quality time with his kids, got no assets, got no hamstrung financially, generally has to pay out thousands if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal costs to try and survive. He's destroyed. That's not right. And I know many of you out there have not even been able to move forward because you're so pinned down both emotionally and financially, and I think you just hurt to the core, and really the pain is that bad. I think here I am 7 or 8 years into this, and I'm here on YouTube because I believe the problem is something that we need to act on, and we actually need to do something about it, because I don't want to see any more men go through what I've experienced and what I'm seeing other guys out there experiencing. And the only way that we're going to get there is through political solidarity, by getting together and getting things changed. Dads are equal. Dads are equal parents. Dads are deserving of quality time with their kids. 50%, not 20%, not 2 days a fortnight, not 5 days a fortnight. 50%. Dads are due 50% of the assets. 50%, not 10%, 5%. Dads are equal, and that's why I'm here, and I want to bring about change. Please come back to me, give me your thoughts on how you deal with the pain of separation. How do you deal with the pain of having your kids stolen from you? It's not right.